Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Reese number 128CP door jamb weather strip, clear anodized aluminum with a gray pile insert. This is just a 6-inch sample piece. If this was the genuine article, it would have a hole that would be drilled in the unit itself for the fastener is what it would be. Probably 3 or 4 inches from the one end, but this is just a 6-inch sample piece. Now the 128 is representative of this profile of this item, meaning it has an aluminum holder, has an inserted pile that's here. Okay. Overall dimensions, and there is an image down below this video that shows that. Looks like it's 5/8 on the aluminum, which it appears to be. Another 1/4 inch almost on the pile itself. They have a projection of 3/8 of an inch. Okay, very good. Now, where would you use this? Well, it's perimeter gasketing is what it's going to be. It has a nice width on the face here of 3/8 that you could, and people do and have, use this as a stop when they're trying to trim out windows as well. Why? It's very thin down here, yet it gives you a good projection on the height to act as a stop. So if you have 1/8 of an inch margin, this would be really ideal for that. Also, as perimeter gasketing, it would be super awesome. The pile is nice in door work because pile is very soft, meaning it doesn't present a tremendous obstacle to the door when the door is coming closed against it. It's supple, it's soft. Also, my fingers are a little large here to demonstrate what I'd like to demonstrate next. These are called tension rods, by the way. Not that that matters. But what I'm demonstrating here is, you see how well pile contours around an irregular surface? Okay, so imagine that is whatever your irregular surface is. Pile just gets all the way around it and does a great job at that. It's known to be very effective. Not only at sealing, and you'll see it very commonly, if not exclusively, in aluminum storefront doors, but also in those applications where they want to keep insects out. So it's really great for perimeter gasketing and used as an astragal or a split astragal, where you'll have one of these on each side of the door, and you'll have 2 of them. It's called a split astragal because you install it in a pair, a set. The pile is really great for that because it's so soft that you can have 2 pieces come together and seal together without preventing the door from just getting closed and latched. So it's a great option for that. The C in the part number means clear anodized, a very clean finish on this. It's not mill finish, it is clear anodized. Mill would be raw aluminum, a bit streaky, a bit different in its look. The P, of course, stands for pile. When you get material like this, you'll be able to slide it out. What the factory would suggest you do is just get in there with a center punch and tap that down a little bit, and that'll prevent that pile from sliding. If you're going to use this for whatever you're going to use it for, I would suggest, if it's not an astragal, I would suggest that you miter the corners. Order it a couple of inches longer and then get in there and miter the corners and make yourself a really nice, tight fit in the inside corners to not lose what you would otherwise lose when you're just simply butting material together. Okay? You got your jamb, and then your header is going to be butt against that. You're going to lose some of your insulation. Speaking of that, if you're using this material with stop applied hardware like a strike from a rim exit device or a parallel arm bracket, you can also order from us a Z bracket that will allow you to run this long, and then that Z bracket comes out and you attach your hardware to that offset bracket or Z bracket. Of course, your templating, your backset needs to change when you use a bracket, but it will permit the continuity of your weather stripping in those areas where otherwise, I've walked through it a million times. Doors in Chicago where it gets to be 12 below on a good day in winter, they've got that header piece run across, the parallel arm bracket is there, and chop, chop. No weather seal at the parallel arm bracket, nothing. Okay, it's akin to having no weather stripping because you have no weather stripping there. So it's awful to have that. You only need that much open area to put your hand there and feel that cold air just coming in. Not only cold air, but dry air. And that's really the problem. Well, the cold is the problem, but the dry air is the problem as well, where you're sucking all your humidity out of everything that you're trying to heat and humidify. So those Z brackets are available as well. Let's switch to the screen view and take a closer look at the supporting documentation. Okay, so the item that we are here looking at, the 128CP, we happen to be landed on a 24-inch length. That doesn't really matter. Shows you what the cross-section of it will look like, the fastener. Gives you an overview of the extended description. 6x5/8 screws will be included. You can order these as UL labeled. There's generally no additional charge. Put a note in the comment field that that's how you'd like the material to be shipped. If you're putting this on a fire door, definitely order it that way. Slotted holes, and slotted holes will allow you to tailor that adjustment, that projection. You might have a door that's warped, or the door might appear to be warped, but the door is not warped. The jamb is not true plumb, level, and square, or it's towed in or out, or it's just not simply plumb. So be mindful of that. Now there's a link here to the product catalog, and that's handy because that will allow us to review the 128 and its sister products. But first, it's available in D for dark bronze and G for gold anodized, all in pile. But other similar vinyl and pile weather strips are on this page. 128 is fairly common. I like it a lot because it has that 3/8 face that can be used as a stop. The 129 is nice as well because it conceals the screws and is also taller. So if you're looking to do window work, what would be that, something like that? Well, a restaurant, let's say Chicago, for those brief few weeks that you have in the summer when you can open up all the doors and windows in the restaurant and have outdoor seating, it's nice to be able to close those windows, which are actually doors, four-sided doors, and seal all of that. And that would be a great way to go about doing that. Okay. When it comes to a bristle astragal, I think the 128 would be ideal, although the 804 is just simply a more common profile. I think the 128 is a more elegant profile myself. Now, below this video here is a link to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Reese products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to their full product catalog. And I would very much encourage that you review the Reese catalog because they're a comprehensive provider of all things weather stripping related. Thresholds, obviously, perimeter gasketing, door sweeps, door bottoms, ramps, STC rated products. So if you're looking to severely deaden the sound transmission through an opening, just Control F, STC, and you'll find a page that's going to have a chart of what products to use depending on the door STC rating that you want to hit. Earlier in the catalog, though, I did also want to mention, other than STC, would be the thermal break thresholds that I got to here. So cold areas, exterior door that swings out, that inserted dense plastic substantially retards the transmission of loss of energy from here to here to the inside. I've installed thermal break thresholds and just really amazed as to how practically close to room temperature the interior side is. So thermal break is another really great way to button up that opening very tightly in a door. And they have a lot of that material, which I would recommend that you review. Interlocking thresholds. I love this interlocking threshold because it is a belt and suspenders approach. Toss this hook strip on the front of your door and have it button right around. So you're sealing outside. You're also sealing on the inside as well. This can also act as a panic style threshold, although it's not handicap compliant. It's both too tall and doesn't observe the rise over run formula for that to be the case. But interlock thresholds are really tremendous ways to seal stuff up. Hardware compatible weather stripping is also here, because we were just talking about how to not lose your continuity. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling. Okay, I scrolled right past it. Hardware compatible weather stripping is here, and this illustrates precisely what I was driving at. Okay, you can get this solid bar of aluminum with your inserted pile and permit the continuity of your weather stripping around the opening. Although again, you'll have to rework your templating because now you're adding that 1/4 inch of thickness here. Same concept if you have a rim exit device as well. I would suggest the solid style when you can, rather than this sort of scallop style. I would prefer to have something I could drill or tap into, although I wouldn't be necessarily tapping into aluminum. Bristle material, a variety of lengths. Bristle is the nylon, dense, stiffer version of pile. Some people will call pile mohair or horsehair. Horsehair, I've heard it. In my experience with horses, their hair is a lot more coarse than pile is. Pile is quite soft and supple. Angle style. Anyway, you get the point that they were a comprehensive provider. Let's wrap up this video on camera. In conclusion, I'm quite partial when it comes to Reese. Why? Because in this world of expectations where things are, why isn't it in stock? Reese does a great job and always has for years. Very short lead times. In fact, the shortest in the industry when it comes to weather stripping. Extremely predictable, dependable, reliable, exceptional customer service over at Reese. They keep it completely simple and straightforward. The only time that we need to communicate with them is if you were to order 100 doors worth of this, they're probably not going to have that much of it on the shelf. But when it comes to doing 1, 2, 10 doors, that is just like French fries at a hot dog stand. You can expect that's going to happen. So I can't say enough about Reese. Their extrusions always seem to be thicker than the competition's, whether it be thresholds or perimeter gasketing. Their oil-rubbed bronze finish, their D finish, is far more faithful to a true oil-rubbed bronze. So if you're matching 613 hardware on doors, I wouldn't consider anyone's weather stripping to be as compatible finish-wise as is Reese's. If you're looking for something very dark, approaching black, Reese is not the manufacturer for you. You would want to use someone else. But if you're matching true oil rubbed, Reese is just the best looking weather stripping in the business. Great company to work with. They keep it dreadfully simple, and that's just all we have time for. Any questions on the 128CP pile, perimeter gasketing by Reese, or any other Reese product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.